Hey, this is your boy Robert Brown, Black Man for Bernie. And you see this sign over here? Let me show it to you. It says Bernie a bus. You just can't see it right there. But it says Bernie a bus all day, every day. Now let me tell you why I'm Bernie for bus. Number one, I do not like Hillary Clinton as a politician. As an individual, a human being, I love all people. I don't judge. The unconditional love in me has nothing to do with who you are and what you've done. I even teach on love. But as a politician, as a so-called civil servant, I do not agree with her policies. I do not like her policies, and I think she would be detrimental as a president. One of the reasons why is number one, I can go back into the past, but I'm not going to go into that. I just want to deal with the people who say that the burning of bus people is going to derail our election. That's good. I'm glad you fear that it will do that, because I'm letting you know we got about 30% of the Democrats. And you think all of them going to fall in line? No, they're not going to fall in line. And you can't tell them to fall in line. Now here's Hillary Clinton saying, well, when I ran with Obama, I rallied all my people to support him. Look, you had no choice but to rally them. Because they were, what you want, what, they were going to support John McCain? No. So burning a bus is a position of strength. You need us more than we need you. We could take our votes somewhere else. We could take it to the Independent Party, and we could take it to the Republican Party, whether it's Trump, Kasich, or Cruz. So you need us. We hold the power. Your 60%, your 70% or 60% of the Democrats is not going to win you the general. The burning a bus is a powerful segment of the Democratic Party. And if you don't look at Bernie as the strongest opponent, then we're busting our behind out of the Democratic Party and going over to either the Independent Party, or some, not me, but some may support Trump, Kasich, or Cruz. So you can't go around and tell us that, hey, you got to fall in line. Who you think you are? This is not a dictatorship. Now I know you got dictator tendencies, and yours is up front more than just as much as Trump. And I know it's your turn, it's your time. And I know everybody's saying I'm ready for Hillary, but we burning a bus people know you're not ready for the people. You're ready for the corporate interests. You've been ready for the corporate interests. You made a ton of money with the corporate interests. You're married to them, and you're not going to cheat and leave them for us. And we know this is not going to happen. You say, as any other cheating husband or wife say, I'm going to leave my wife, I'm going to leave my husband and be with you, when that never happens. And we sit there and fall for that. Well, you know she's going to leave him for me, because I'm the man. No, she ain't. She ain't leaving you. That man been taking care of, and she got kids. So she ain't going to leave. Well, you know, he said he's going to leave her for me. You're fool to think that. That happened very seldom. The song says, cheaper to keep her there, boy. It's cheaper to keep her. And it's cheaper for her to stay with the big money interests than to fight for the people. And that's why we are burning a bus, because Bernie, from day one, from the day he changed himself to that black woman and that black man, signified that I'm with you. No matter what you go through, high or low, I'm with you. And that's why we chose Bernie. We've seen his fights in the empty congressional hall, fighting for situations, fighting, trying to get amendments, trying to change policies, trying to convince people to take certain things out of bills, even though he may have signed for it. I've seen him fight to get these things out. I've seen people walk out of the room because he called them to the carpet and they felt convicted. That's the kind of man we need in office. So I'm burning a bus whether you like it or not. There's nothing Hillary has that I'm interested in. Number two, I'm an independent that switched over to Democrat just for him. So you don't own me. I did it just for him. And I wish he would have started the campaign a long time ago to switch more people to him. That way we would own 60% of the block and Hillary would own 30 or 40. But he didn't do that. But he was successful getting 30% of the Democratic bloc. So that 30% of the Democratic bloc doesn't owe you a doggone thing. We came in here for Bernie, and we're going to stay in here for Bernie. We're not going to Cowtown. First of all, Bernie can't tell us what to do. So get this in your mind. This movement is bigger than Bernie. We're tired of this crap. We're tired of big money interests having this hand where you corporate sellouts, I'm not going to say corporate whores, corporate sellouts who sold out your people for your own personal big money, greedy hand interests. We're tired of that. The American people are tired of that, and we're going to show you that we're tired of it this year. Now, Hillary Clinton supporters, you need us. And for you to go on TV talking about, I'm winning, I got 10 million people more than Bernie. Well, the only reason you got 10 million people more than Bernie is because you've been winning the closed primaries. And the independents been locked out where they could not vote in those primaries. And all you got was old school staunch Democrat. You're gonna need more than that in the general. And that's the only reason why you got that. Like I said, had Bernie had the foresight to get independents to switch over way in the beginning of his campaign, it would be a different story. Well, I got most of the delegates. This man came out of nowhere, and there's only 300 behind you. And if we were in California in huge numbers, huge margin, guess what? We caught up with you. Now what you got to say then? More importantly, this man owned 30% of the Democratic bloc. He owns 60 to 70% of the independent bloc, and he got about 10% of the Republican bloc. Now that sounds familiar to you, right? Because that's what Obama had. And that's why Obama went and had that meeting with the superdelegates, and they all went over to him, because he showed them that he is a winning ticket. And the strength of him showed them that we could beat, this is what can beat the Republicans, not you and I'm winning the Democrats. You got to win more than Democrats to win this general. And you're losing some of that. Now back to Bernie or bust. I'm in this all the way. I got in this because I saw a man who got grit, who got guts, who got gall, who from a young kid, young lad in college, fighting against segregation on housing, chaining himself to black people, protesting, an activist, a real civil servant. I chose him. I chose him because he fought against everything that you tried to push. He fought against the welfare reform. He knew that was going to hurt minorities and women and kids. He fought against the criminal bill, the crime bill. He fought against that because he knew that was going to disproportionate blacks. He fought against that because he knew it hurt blacks. And right now he's fighting the taxes on soda because he knows it's going to hurt poor people. He's fought these things. He stood out there. He's protested with union workers, out in the grit, marching, sweating, speaking on behalf of the workers. Where's your videos? Where's your proof of you doing that? See, the whole purpose of him getting in this game was to get the DNC to go back to being an organization for the people, by the people. But the DNC has become the Democratic National Corporation. Big money got you, and you ain't letting go because you think that I'm going to be poor. What happened to the DNC, baby? I call it Democratic National Crap now, because you're going to crap. You forgot about us. We the one put you in office. And then now you're going to ask us to put you in office after you've cheated in elections, purged people from the roll, planted pornography on the Bernie or bus site to shut the sites down, sending robocalls telling the men that dropped out of the race and he have not. And you think that we need to go to you with all these dirty politics? You show yourself a dirty politician, but we need to go to you? Come on. Your dirty politics is the reason why we will never go your way. We're against everything that you stand for. Everything that you stand for. There's nothing that you really stand for. You're opportunists. You try to find a way to take credit for something that you had nothing to do with, like the $15 minimum wage. That man been talking about that a long time ago. You just getting in this thing with your $12 minimum wage. Get out of here. So, many reasons why I'm burning a bus. I went through that one time. I'm not going to go through it again. But you are in a losing position. We are in a position of strength. If that man goes to the Democratic convention and y'all say no when you know he have the strength to win, and we're going to be there, then it's your dumb loss. And we're going to push like crazy. Even though he may have said no, we're going to convince him to change his mind, because this is America. We have the freedom to change our mind. We're going to push that man to go independent. And if he go independent, look out. You are going to lose big. And we're going to take Trump out. And guess who's going to be the new progressive party in town? Form our own party. One that's really for the people, by the people. And we have the strength, because we're going to take that 30% that you have and convince them to come over, which they're already ready to do. And we're going to get the 60% of the independents. And some of the Republicans are going to support this new progressive party that's going to be for the people and by the people. And we're going to make an oath to never sell out for big money corporate interests like you guys have. So you want to know why we're burning a bus? I just told you. We don't like your policies. We don't like what you stand for as a politician. It's disgusting in our stomach. It's disgusting in our soul. We know the real Hillary Clinton. You said we don't do our research. That's the reason why we're not voting for you, because we've done our research. We saw how you sold the Iraq war like it was Amway or Metaluca. We saw what you did to the people of Honduras. We saw what you did to the great country of Libya. We saw what you did to the Iraqi people. We saw what you've done to the Palestinian choosing Jerusalem over them when they're both equal and the same. We saw these things. We saw these things. We saw the Panama Papers situation that's just coming out. We saw how you conned and got the Democrats on your side before the election with this Ready for Hillary fund or whatever they call it. We saw that. You think we don't know these things? We saw you calling us super predators. We saw what you did to the people of Haiti. We saw these things, and we saw how you took a server and had information going back and forth from the State Department to your house, breaking the law. We saw these things. We saw now. The new one now is this thing with the Clinton Foundation and them giving y'all money, and then all of a sudden it looked like you gave them some guns, and you got the nerve to talk about this man and blame him for Sandy Hook when he had nothing to do with it. But yet you and the State Department may have funneled the guns to nations that supported you and your husband's foundation. And those guns were used to get into the hands of Al-Qaeda, which now are using to oppress people. Are we ready for Hillary? Hell and heaven no. We're burning a bus. And that's why. Because you're not fit to lead this country. You may have the experience, but I know people who have the experience to be a manager, and when they got their hand on managing stuff, it went to crap. And that's what you did in the State Department. Now, so hey, I'm burning a bus all day, every day. I will never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever vote for you. And I would never, ever, ever, ever vote for Trump. I respect Trump because he's willing to say things out of his mouth that's stupid. I don't respect you because you ain't gonna say things. You'll just do stupid things. And as a result of that, we ain't gonna be a part of your mess. This is on you. But we're gonna fight to not let you get elected. We do have options. You and Trump ain't the only goal in town. And my vote, I'd rather put Boo-Boo the Clown and write him in before I vote for you. Feel the burn, baby. Feel the burn.